Good evening, Doc Severson here for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Tuesday, the 8th of September. Well, guess what? No trade of the day today. We're still in distribution. We're still in a corrective pattern. So now it's fair to ask the question, is this just part of something bigger that we're going to have to deal with? Is this just part of some corrective pattern? Are we truly out of the bear? Or are we just going to hauled back down inside this ugly pattern? Well, that could be the case. Again, rule number one is that larger time frames dominate the trend. And if we pull out to the weekly chart, actually, let's pull out to the monthly chart. Let's go back to our log chart. And yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that's on here, but I think you can get the idea that we're just in this big pattern and it's been unable to really generate the volume to drive us out of there. So look at the volume compared to where we were at back in 2016, 2017 to really drive this thing. We're just not seeing the same. Also remember that before this took off in 2015, 2016, we had a lot of false starts before this thing really took off. So don't think that this is the end of it by any means, just because we've had a couple of bad days. So let's go to the daily chart and let's figure out what is going on here by putting some parameters around this. Let's get rid of the volume. We're going to hide that for right now. We don't need it. And what I want to do is two things. I want to add the fibs to this. So fib retracements, and understand really where we are in this whole swing, which really began around the 12th of March. So here we are going to take this from 0 up to the very top. And you can see a couple of important levels for this chart. One is going to be the 38.2 retracement, which is right at 9,200. And that catches my eye for a number of reasons. Obviously, the 61.8% retracement is kind of really that line of death for the Bitcoin in this case versus the US dollar. It's got to hold that level. Otherwise, this means that the triangle will be filled in all the way back down to 4,000. So we're going to watch 7,200. But to me, 9,200 appears to be the real level that we need to watch for. And let me show you why. This is where we're going to look for confluence. Just because a fib shows up on a swing doesn't necessarily mean anything. What we care about is how the price reacts to those levels. If I pull this in with the volume profile, this is where we're going to find some interesting things. Volume profile shows how much volume has been transacted at a specific price level. And once this finally paints in, we can see that the point of control is marked by this horizontal red line. And it's also the high volume node right here. This is where the majority of price action has been trading. Now, it's very, very common to see a breakout from a consolidation, breakout, retest, boom. It's very common to see that. So that's still in play. And what I like is that this high volume node point of control is at the same level as the 38.2 fib. Now, keep in mind that we do have a small bear flag pattern. So let's get rid of the fibs. Let's remember the 9,200 level. We're going to hide those. 9,200 level. If we go down to the 5-hour chart, we're going to see a bear flag here. And so this is what I was talking about this weekend is like, uh-oh, that's a bear flag. That's not particularly good. If the 10,000 level was important, the price would have bounced off of here already and be heading skyward. It would have picked up too many shorts that are just bailing out left and right, covering, and in doing so by buying back. But the 10,000 level is not as important as what is down here at about 9,200. That's what the price is showing us. It's not some arbitrary like, well, 10,000 is important because it's a big round number that humans like. But right now, 9,200 is the important level on this chart. So I could go through a lot of charts today and look at these all, but this is just a trash day. This is just distribution that it's caught in. Nothing is really lifting off at this point. So let's keep our focus on the big dog here and 9,200 in the short term. That's it for today's report. Thanks for listening, guys. See you tomorrow.